They say the .22 long rifle is for plinking cans, not stopping threats. But that old thinking could cost you, because in 2025, some of the most damaging rimfire rounds ever made are hitting shells, faster, deeper, and more violent than anything before. And the crazy part, one of them on this list was built specifically to pass the FBI gel test from a 2-inch barrel. Let's break down the most dangerous .22 long rifle ammo you can actually buy right now. Number 12, Ely Force, 42 grain, high velocity. This isn't your average target round. The Ely Force was built for Olympic-level accuracy, then modified to hit like a truck. It fires a 42 grain round-nose projectile, heavier than most .22 long rifle loads, at approximately 1,250 feet per second. That added mass translates into serious momentum on impact, and the round's velocity keeps it flat and stable over distance. Unlike hollow points, the Force doesn't rely on expansion. It delivers raw, crushing damage through solid penetration. That makes it ideal in scenarios where consistent trajectory, deeper wounds, and barrier performance matter more than mushrooming. The bullet stays intact, punching straight, and it hits harder than you'd expect from a rimfire. Another reason it stands out, match-grade quality. Ely produces these rounds under tight tolerances, perfect seating, consistent powder loads, and extremely low failure rates. It feeds well in semi-autos, producing minimal fouling, and is ideal for shooters who want no surprises when the stakes are high. It's not cheap. Expect to pay around $12 to $14 per 50-round box. But for premium performance in a .22 long rifle package, the Force proves rimfire doesn't have to mean second-rate. And if you think that's impressive, wait till you see what happens when speed meets fragmentation. Number 11, CCI Stinger, 32 grain, CPHP. If there's one .22 long rifle round that built its name on speed alone, it's the CCI Stinger, clocking in at an eye-watering 1,640 feet per second from a rifle barrel. This 32 grain copper-plated hollow point is one of the fastest rimfire loads you can buy without venturing into boutique or unsafe territory. That velocity isn't just for bragging rights. The Stinger's lightweight bullet and specialized case design create massive energy dump upon impact. While it doesn't always penetrate as deeply as heavier rounds, it more than makes up for it with aggressive fragmentation and soft tissue destruction. In ballistic gel, it tends to mushroom quickly, creating wide wound cavities, especially at close range where velocity is highest. It also cycles beautifully in nearly every semi-automatic platform. Clean burning powder, reliable primers, and CCI's legendary manufacturing quality mean you're far less likely to experience failures, even in older guns or low-cost pistols. Hunters love it for varmints, shooters trust it for defense, and trainers keep it on hand for performance drills where speed matters. The Stinger usually sells for $9 to $11 per 50-round box, and the next round on the list, it keeps the same speed, but throws in a twist that makes it way more unpredictable. Number 10, Remington Yellow Jacket, 33 grain, truncated cone hollow point. The name might sound old school, but the Remington Yellow Jacket has a bite that still surprises even seasoned shooters. Designed with a 33 grain truncated cone hollow point, this round brings together blistering speed and unique bullet shape, meant to tear through soft targets with surgical aggression. Out of a rifle, it reaches up to 1,500 feet per second, placing it firmly in the hyper-velocity tier. That alone would make it dangerous, but the truncated cone design gives it even more edge. Instead of a smooth mushroom, it creates jagged, uneven tearing. In gel, the Yellow Jacket tends to punch in, yaw violently, and dump its energy fast. From a pistol, it still retains enough velocity to break the 1,200 feet per second mark, maintaining impressive soft tissue disruption. Its light recoil and dependable cycling make it ideal for rimfire pistols and rifles alike, whether it's a Ruger SR-22 or a classic 10-22. The Yellow Jacket generally feeds clean and shoots flat. It's not match grade, but for self-defense or varmint elimination, it brings real-world punch in a compact package. Expect to find it around $8 to $10 per box of 50. But the next round isn't concerned with fancy bullet shapes. It's built to split apart on impact. Literally. Number 9. CCI Quiet 22 Segmented HP 40 grain. Don't let the word quiet fool you. This round is purpose-built for controlled destruction. The CCI Quiet 22 Segmented hollow point flies under the radar in more ways than one, clocking in at just 710 feet per second. It's subsonic even in long barrels. That makes it ideal for suppressed firearms, indoor shooting, or any situation where noise could draw the wrong kind of attention. But the real power lies in the bullet itself. This 40-grain lead projectile is engineered to break apart into 3 sharp fragments on impact. Instead of relying on expansion, it delivers trauma through fragmentation. Each piece carves its own channel, increasing the total wound area while reducing the chance of over-penetration. A huge plus for home defense or pest control in tight spaces. Despite the low velocity, it cycles decently in many semi-autos and is flawless in bolt-action rifles. Recoil is practically non-existent, and muzzle blast is minimal, making it perfect for recoil-sensitive shooters or discrete applications. You'll find it priced around $10 for a 50-round box, sometimes higher due to demand in suppressed shooting circles. But if quiet destruction isn't your thing, the next round combines subsonic speed with explosive expansion, and it's coming out of Europe. Number 8. Norma Echo Power 38-grain subsonic hollow point. Norma isn't a household name for American rimfire shooters, but in Europe, it's a benchmark for precision. And with the Echo Power Subsonic, Norma has created a round that balances low noise with serious soft tissue damage, designed for tight control in close quarters. This 38-grain hollow point remains subsonic at around 1,030 feet per second, perfect for use with suppressors or in indoor environments. Where this round stands out is in its consistency. Despite being subsonic, it cycles reliably in most semi-autos, which is no small feat for slower .22 long rifle rounds. The bullet features a deep, hollow cavity that mushrooms effectively, even at those reduced speeds. In ballistic gel, it shows rapid expansion combined with adequate penetration, making it effective for both pest control and defensive scenarios. It's also clean burning and well seated, with brass casings that load smoothly and eject cleanly. For those who prioritize accuracy, the round's stable flight path and minimal deviation make it a reliable performer at moderate distances. Expect to pay around $9 to $11 per 50-round box, depending on market availability. Quiet, accurate, and engineered for terminal efficiency, the Echo Power shows that subsonic doesn't mean underpowered. Number 7. CCI Velociter 40-grain hollow point. When it comes to rimfire rounds that punch above their weight, the CCI Velociter is always in the conversation. This 40-grain copper-plated hollow point blends high velocity with heavy mass, making it one of the most balanced and effective .22 long rifle loads for self-defense or hunting. Out of a rifle, the Velociter hits up to 1,435 feet per second. Even from compact pistols, it retains speeds over 1,050 feet per second, delivering consistent energy transfer regardless of barrel length. Its heavier bullet mass gives it deeper penetration than most .22 long rifle rounds, often reaching beyond 12 inches in ballistic gel while still expanding on impact. The projectile features a wide-mouth hollow point designed to mushroom cleanly, even through light barriers or clothing. That expansion, combined with the round's momentum, makes for wide wound channels and impressive stopping power, especially for a rimfire load. CCI is known for clean burning powder and flawless ignition, and the Velociter maintains that reputation. It cycles reliably in everything from pocket pistols to full-length rifles, and fouling is minimal even over extended range sessions. Price typically ranges between $10 and $12 per 50-round box for shooters looking for maximum effectiveness. From a standard .22 long rifle platform, the Velociter is a proven option. Number 6. Aguila Interceptor 40-grain copper-plated solid. Aguila isn't always the first brand that comes to mind in rimfire conversations, but the Interceptor has carved out a loyal following for one big reason. It hits hard. This round uses a full-weight 40-grain copper-plated solid projectile, but unlike other heavy rounds, it doesn't sacrifice speed. Out of a rifle, it reaches up to 1,470 feet per second, making it one of the fastest full-mass .22 long rifle loads on the market. The Interceptor doesn't rely on expansion. Instead, it delivers damage through straight-line penetration. The solid bullet stays intact on impact, retaining weight and shape even through dense material or light barriers. This makes it ideal for scenarios where deep penetration is needed and where hollow points might deform too early. From pistols, it still maintains impressive speed, often clearing 1,050 feet per second, and cycles reliably in semi-autos that sometimes struggle with underpowered loads. Its consistent ignition and hard-hitting profile make it a favorite among prepper circles and hunters looking for a rimfire round that mimics centerfire punch. Expect to pay around $6 to $8 per box of 50, depending on availability. The Interceptor is a great all-purpose round for those who want speed, weight, and reliability all in one package. Number 5. Winchester Super X Hollow Point 36 or 40 grain. The Winchester Super X line has been a staple for decades, and for good reason. It delivers consistent, dependable performance across a wide range of firearms. Available in both 36 and 40 grain configurations, these copper-plated hollow points strike a balance between speed, expansion, and affordability that few .22 long rifle rounds can match. The 36 grain variant tends to reach speeds around 1,280 feet per second, while the heavier 40 grain option sits closer to 1,260 feet per second. Both provide solid energy transfer, and in gel testing, they consistently show reliable mushrooming, especially when fired from rifles. Even from shorter barrels, they expand enough to produce wide wound cavities without sacrificing too much penetration. These rounds feature traditional cup-style hollow points that deform cleanly upon impact, making them well-suited for small game hunting and home defense. The copper plating reduces fouling, which helps maintain accuracy and feeding reliability in semi-autos, bolt actions, and revolvers alike. Where the Super X really shines is in its ignition consistency. Winchester's primer technology ensures low dud rates and smooth cycling, even in older or budget rimfire platforms. You'll typically find boxes of 50 for around $7 to $10. It's a solid go-to load that delivers on performance without overcomplicating the formula. Number 4. CCI Mini-Mag 36 grain hollow point. If you've ever shot a rimfire pistol that wouldn't run anything else, chances are it still ate mini-mags like candy. That's the reputation CCI's 36 grain copper-plated hollow point has earned, and it's well-deserved. The Mini-Mag isn't flashy, but it's one of the most reliable and widely trusted .22 long rifle rounds on the market. Fired from a rifle, the Mini-Mag reaches around 1,260 feet per second. From a pistol, it still holds strong at roughly 1,050 feet per second, offering just enough velocity to trigger reliable expansion in soft tissue. The bullet itself is a classic hollow point with smooth copper plating, designed to deform cleanly and consistently without sacrificing speed. This round's real superpower is consistency. CCI's primers are legendary for their reliability, and the powder burns clean, keeping carbon buildup to a minimum even in finicky guns. Whether you're shooting from a Taurus TX-22, Ruger SR-22, or a basic semi-auto rifle, Mini-Mags tend to cycle with near zero hiccups. It's also highly accessible. Boxes of 100 usually run around $9 to $12, making it affordable enough for high-volume training, but dependable enough for emergency use. If you want a round that performs predictably every time you pull the trigger, Mini-Mag is the standard. Others were judged against. Number 3. Aguila Super Maximum 30-grain copper-plated round nose. The Aguila Super Maximum doesn't hold back. This round is engineered to be the fastest .22 long rifle load in the game, and it shows, firing a lightweight 30-grain copper-plated round nose bullet at an advertised 1,700 feet per second from a rifle. It's an absolute rocket. That velocity creates serious energy transfer, especially at close range where the round's impact is at its most violent. Unlike hollow points, the Super Maximum relies on sheer speed to do the damage. It doesn't need to expand to be effective. The kinetic energy alone is enough to cause fragmentation in soft tissue and devastating trauma in small game. In some gel tests, this round has been shown to penetrate up to 10 inches with massive disruption along the path. It's loud, snappy, and tends to foul a bit more than slower loads, but in exchange, you get brutal terminal energy and exceptional flat shooting. From semi-autos like the Ruger 1022 or the Kel-Tec P17, it cycles reliably, though some older bolt-action platforms may have trouble handling the higher pressure. Boxes of 50 typically sell for around $9 to $11. For shooters looking to push the velocity limit of rimfire ammo and who don't mind a little extra recoil and noise, the Super Maximum delivers raw power in a tiny package. Number 2. CCI Uppercut 32-grain jacketed hollow point. CCI's newest entry into the rimfire defense world is the Uppercut, and it's already turning heads. This 32-grain jacketed hollow point isn't just a rebranded Mini-Mag, it's a purpose-built, personal defense round designed specifically for use in short-barrel .22 long rifle handguns. What sets the Uppercut apart is its ability to expand at lower velocities. Fired from compact carry pistols like the Ruger LCP-2 Light Rack, the Uppercut still mushrooms reliably in gel, something many .22 hollow points struggle with outside of rifle-length barrels. That makes it one of the first factory loads tailored for real-world defensive scenarios with rimfire pistols. It pushes around 1,070 feet per second from a handgun and about 1,300 FPS from a rifle. The bullet uses a full copper jacket and a carefully engineered cavity designed for symmetrical expansion and solid penetration, often reaching 9 to 11 inches in gel while maintaining controlled mushrooming. Cycle reliability is excellent across modern platforms, and ignition is near flawless thanks to CCI's consistent priming and powder. Its nickel-plated casing also improves extraction and corrosion resistance, ideal for carry use. Expect to pay about $12 to $15 for a 50-round box. With the Uppercut, CCI has taken rimfire defense seriously and delivered a round that performs like it was designed for the job from the ground up. Number 1. Federal Punch 29-grain flat-nose nickel-plated. If there's one rimfire round that flipped the .22 long rifle defensive scene on its head, it's Federal Punch. This 29-grain flat-nose load wasn't designed for plinking or small game. It was built from the ground up to meet one goal: reliable penetration from a short-barrel .22 handgun. Federal engineered the punch to punch through denim, soft tissue, and even light barriers without tumbling or deflecting. The secret is its flat nose, not a hollow point, which crushes tissue instead of slicing through it. In gel tests, it consistently reaches 10 to 12 inches of penetration, even when fired from barrels under 3 inches. That puts it in the same ballpark as centerfire defensive loads, and well within the FBI's recommended standard. Velocity hovers around 1,070 feet per second from compact pistols and climbs higher with rifles. Each round features a nickel-plated case for smoother feeding and corrosion resistance, a major plus for anyone carrying daily. It also ignites cleanly, burns consistently, and cycles reliably in most semi-autos built for self-defense. Yet, you'll typically find Punch priced around $10 to $12 for a box of 50. It's not designed to impress at the range. It's designed to work when nothing else will. Check out our next video where we reveal the most lethal bullet in America.